What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week we are sponsored by Raise Energy Drinks.
We're also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
This week we have a few things to talk about. Kind of have lots to cover here. We're going to talk about Stranger Things, Season 4, Volume 2, and the finale of The Boys, Season 3.
And then we're also going to talk about the season finale of Miss Marvel on Disney Plus.
So yeah, let's get into it. I lost myself there for a second. Let's leave it. Roll.
Oh, we're rolling.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast. Cheers.
Nerd. Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Jake, how was your week?
My week was pretty boring. The weekend was pretty fun. You would know because you were there.
I was a
On
proper
Saturday,
drunk.
we threw Nicole and I threw a housewarming party, and we had a keg, and it
There
got
was two, but only one
two
got drank.
two half kegs equals to one keg.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. I got to meet your family.
Yeah, so
Well,
meet
I'd already
someone
met your
like-
mom, but like your cousins and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, my cousins and
Who are avid listeners.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And they were all terrible. I'm just kidding. I loved every single one of them.
No, it was a good time. We played some drinking games that I haven't played before.
Bunch of beer darts.
Butt darts, yeah, for sure.
That was wild. We kept playing
That was
after it got dark, and we tried using like a tiki torch and be like, "That's enough light." It was not.
I am blind at nighttime, and I was like, sorry if I hit you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we got good and fucked up. It was
Oh, yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
It's
lot
a
of fun.
very expensive Uber ride home.
Sunday was not great.
Yeah, we're recording this a day late. Doesn't matter for you listeners, because it'll still come out on the same day. But
Yeah.
we're doing this day late because, oh,
The hangover was real bad.
real bad.
Real bad. Like sweating and shaking in and out of sleep all day on the couch. Bad.
I wasn't shaking, but the sweating in and out of sleep, definitely. It was.
I guess I wasn't like shaking, but I was like, it was more of like a shiver. Like I was sweating, but I was like shivering at the same time. I was
Well, that's
like,
because
"Ugh."
your house is fucking cold all the time. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's way better than my current situation.
Yeah.
But
This is fine.
this is fine.
How was your weekend? Excluding Saturday, since
Excluding
no.
Saturday. It was pretty good. Went and over to my... Well, we're just calling her my girlfriend now.
Say her name.
Her name is Cheyenne.
Woo!
Yeah.
He's got a girlfriend.
She made me dinner, which was really awesome because she knows I don't eat meat. She does, but so she like made me a meatless dinner, which was pretty good. She made this really awesome like potato bread, or not potato, tomato bread. It was very light and flaky and refreshing. It was delicious, and we got nice and wine drunk. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, enough about us as people. You guys don't care about that. Before we get into our first segment, or segments, as we talk about Stranger Things and The Boys season finale, we do have to tell you about our first sponsor, which is Raise Energy Drinks. It's a pickled habanero. No, I'm just kidding. Fantastic
It's
energy drinks.
forever gonna be funny. It's forever. When I do mine, I'm gonna do the other thing.
It's still funny. No, but seriously, fantastic energy drinks. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. And so much more than energy drinks. If you guys haven't heard about this yet, welcome to the show. But listen up, learn how to save 15% on your order, and we'll be right back with you to talk about some nerdy stuff. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
I almost did it, and I caught myself. Okay, friends. We are going to talk about Stranger Things Volume 2 and the finale, basically. But before we get into it, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, the hell are you doing? Go watch it.
It's been a couple of weeks, so this is on you anyways. But
yeah. Don't be so productive with your life. Sit down in front of your TV and watch some
for
stuff.
the 5.5 hours that you need to watch this.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Nope, I'm good. I my computer just whizzed past where we were, and I was like, fuck. Obviously, let's get the elephant out of the room. Eddie.
Oh.
Eddie dies.
Rest in peace, sweet king.
Or does he?
If they bring him back, I'm going to be hella mad.
If he comes back, he has to come back as a vampire.
But they're gonna
Cass, right? Damn it, Cass!
Oh, I see what you did there. But they've just been using D&D characters to explain these monsters.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually D&D monsters.
Right, yeah.
So, if all of a sudden, now he comes back as a vampire, as, Cass, the person that...
Then it is just Dungeons and Dragons.
And it kind of ruins the credibility, because, the entire correlation between the Upside Down and Dungeons and Dragons is because it started with 11-year-old kids playing Dungeons and Dragons that came across a supernatural phenomenon, and that's how they explained it.
Yeah, they just name it after a monster in Dungeons and Dragons
that
the Demogorgon
has similar features, and the Mind Flayer and Vecna. Vecna is just a Dungeons and Dragons monster. We learned that it's just Michael, number 1.
Who does number 2 work for?
Number 1. Doctor.
Right. Show that turd to his boss.
Evil.
Is that a freaking shark? The freaking laser beam on its head? Get on track, Chad. Jesus Christ.
No, but Daddy. Not wrong. Eddie is dearly departed. By Jake. But he went out like a fucking hero. And it was great.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was going to make a dad joke. Or daddy joke. And now I'm debating if I still need to.
I think you do.
Oh, that's great. Well, go ahead. So, Papa, as many of you know that have watched it, the white-haired, fantastic white-haired old man.
For how much I hate him, he looks good for his age.
Got a great head of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Papa. Papa gone. Papa died.
He real dead.
Yeah. Papa left, but then Daddy came back.
In the form of Edward.
Hopper.
Oh, yeah, he is Daddy.
I was talking about Hopper.
Yeah. Just these. So, Volume 2 is only 2 episodes, but they are
Long.
movies.
Yeah.
The first one's an hour and 50 minutes, so if we're basing it off of the runtime of common movies, I mean, Venom 2 is only 90 minutes, so this is longer and better. And then the second episode is, what, 2.5? 2 hours and 40 minutes, something like that?
It's almost 3 hours long. Yeah.
It's so good, though. A lot happens. We get some awesome remixes of classic songs, including Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, but it remixed with the Stranger Things theme song, and it's so good. As well as Journey's Separate Ways, World Apart.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
good. Trying to decipher your notes here. Crew is very spread
out. So, like, Hopper, Joyce, Murray.
Oh, the cast.
Yeah.
Is very spread out. Okay,
like
gotcha.
The crew.
Yeah.
The squad.
I mean, yeah, I got you.
The team.
I see. They're spread out.
Yeah, but Hopper uses Conan's sword.
Oh, yeah, to defeat the Demogorgon.
Yeah, which was pretty dope.
Yeah.
11, Mike, Will, Jonathan, and the comedic, necessary, lovable goof relief of Argyle.
Did you like it? I didn't really care for him.
There were parts where I was like, he's a bit too much, but other times it's like, I really enjoy that he's there because he just wasn't so naive and innocent to it all, and just a big old stoner.
He just wasn't necessary for the story.
But I love that they're like making like the sensory deprivation tub, and like everyone's like prepping, and then it shows everyone in Hawkins like making their weapons, and then just Argyle like making pizzas, just like flipping dough, and like he's doing what he can because he has no idea what's going on. I mean, he's just a stoner from Southern California that got roped into this.
Yeah.
But other than like when he had to help them bury a body, like his freaking out is very understandable, but he's also very eager to like be there and help. So that's why I like him. Is he's like, this is me now, and just like went for it.
The only thing I've ever seen that guy in before prior to this is it was a terrible movie. I forget the name of it. Basically it's like some kids camping in the woods and he gets his wang cut off. and they're like trying to like save his wang. Like the whole movie is like him and his friends are like trying to get him to the hospital to save his dick.
He definitely has been typecast.
Yeah.
As that type of character, as like the lovable stoner idiot.
Yeah.
But
enough about him.
I still enjoyed him.
No,
a lot of people have been giving him a lot of shit and like being really mean to him. It's like, come on, guys! Like he was just playing his job.
I don't have anything mean to say about the guy. I just don't think he was necessary for the story, like whatsoever.
No,
that's all. Yeah.
He was there because he had a van.
Yeah.
That's it. But I mean, they lose. Vecna succeeds.
They lose hard.
R.I.P. Max. Maybe.
It is actually really. I think we talked about it a little bit. Did we talk about it a little bit? Maybe we talked about it a
We
little
talked
bit.
about it when we weren't recording.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Yeah.
watching it with Nicole, and I was like, no way. I was like, Eleven's gonna get her, because basically Max has volunteered herself to go distract Vecna, while the others are trying to find his like corporeal body so that they can fuck him up. Um, and she gets jacked, bro. I was like, okay. I was like, Eleven's coming, and then like her leg snaps, and I was like, okay, okay, hurry up, 11. And then her arm goes, bam, and I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, go on, 11. Her other leg goes, and her other arm goes, and I was like, oh god, she's dead. Oh, she's so dead. She's so dead. She's so dead.
But 11
Man,
does get there for a little bit, and it's a
yeah,
very like Inception-esque thing.
yeah,
Basically, she
yeah,
goes into Max's memories to
yeah,
find Vecna to fight him.
yeah.
I thought it was really cool
It was cool,
how they did it.
but she got fucked up.
Max got just wrecked,
Yeah, wrecked.
and she's like shows her die,
Mhm.
and then 11 kind of like cradles her like memory body
Yeah, she's like, no, you're not. Yeah,
and
gonna
like
die.
pulls her out of it, kind of. So she's now just like
But
in a coma, but
But no,
yeah.
because at the end, when 11 goes to check on her in the hospital, 11 like goes into her mind, and she's not there. Like her body is like empty.
Well, her body is alive, but her mind
Yeah,
and soul,
gone.
whatever, is
Yeah.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah, very gone. Which means Vecna got what he wanted.
yeah, and
So.
I'm assuming that like he has her soul
Yeah.
because
The cool
her
part about
body's
that
still alive.
scene,
Yeah,
the cool part about that scene was Lucas fucking that kid up. I mean, Lucas
Mhm.
got fucked up for a little bit, but then he fucks that kid up, which was cool.
yeah, and then that dude
Yeah.
just gets when Vecna wins and like splits Hawkins basically in like
Mhm.
4 quarters.
Hmm.
And like opens trenches to the Upside Down. Like, what was his name?
Oh God, I don't know. Blonde basketball kid.
Trent.
We'll call him Chad.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
very white bro name. You're not wrong.
Yeah, he gets split
four
in
out of
half.
5 Chads suck. So
He gets split in half, but he gets split hamburger, not hot dog. So.
but yeah, like the trench to the Upside Down opens and he's like laying on that line and just like dissolves him. And you're like, oh, finally.
Yeah, the kid is a super douche.
He was not great.
I
The
think
downside
What?
is that Steve was not as important or
Steve
badass
the
as
Hare
we
Harrington.
thought.
I really thought Steve the Hare Harrington was gonna. I'm just gonna call him by that full name forever now, just so
Yeah.
everybody knows. Sorry, but Steve the Hare Harrington, I thought he was gonna step up in this episode, and he didn't do a whole lot.
Use his
Kind
full
of a
name.
bummer.
People love it.
They did this whole like montage of them like grabbing weapons, and he grabs an axe, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, Steve's gonna fuck some shit up with the axe. He doesn't.
He swung it once, and then it was taken from him.
Yeah, and that was it. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, that was
And
dumb.
that's a bummer because, like, at the end of Volume 1, when he goes through the gate and is fighting the bats, like, solo at first, like,
Mhm.
he's fucking shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking ass. And it's super awesome. And then Volume 2, he's just kind of like a side character. I mean, I do... Oh, you froze. Oh.
In banking on Steve the Hare Harrington to have a giant moment because the next season is the last season.
Yeah.
So I think he is going to die very heroically,
Yeah.
but die. Yeah.
I think it's necessary for his character. I don't want it to happen, but
I want it to happen. In the last season, I want it to happen. I didn't want it to happen in this season. I thought it was going to happen this season. And then I would have been bummed out because I don't want to watch an entire season without the hair. You know, Steve the Hair Harrington. Um,
Use the full
and
name.
so
People love it.
they didn't. And now I'm thinking season 5, you know, or they're going to introduce a new character and then make us love that person, and then they'll take that person away from us. One of the two.
They won't make us love that person more than we already love and continue to love Joseph Quinn, aka Eddie Munson.
Yeah, but what was the other guy? The Russian dude, the glasses. Alexei.
That was a very small part. You fell in love with him quickly because he was just so innocent.
Yeah.
But that death didn't tug at me like Eddie's
that
did.
one got me.
It was just sad because he was so innocent.
Yeah.
But
the character arc wasn't as big as Eddie. Yeah, I get you. Eddie was from the beginning of the season. Yeah. I actually bought my Hellfire shirt.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be here in like the next week.
Oh, I need to get one. You don't even play D&D. I need a Hellfire shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. Just need people to know that I worship the devil. So
yeah, that too. Sorry, Mom. Well,
anyways,
I mean, for the fact that we didn't dive into a lot of the show on the podcast,
there was just so much going on at the same time. We had The Boys, we had Stranger Things, Miss Marvel, we had Thor coming out. You know, there was just so much ground to cover.
Also, we never got to cover the first 3 seasons because we were talking about everything that was coming out on Disney Plus and
it's a lot.
All the other
but we
things.
Do love Stranger Things. I'm very excited for the next one.
But let's move on to The Boys.
I was like, I'm doing this one too, huh?
Well, I mean, I just kind of put it there.
Yeah. Well,
again, another spoiler alert. If you watch Stranger Things but not The Boys season finale, now's your time to tune out.
3, 2, 1, you had your time.
Yeah.
Dude. Dode. Fucking A, man.
Bruh.
This show is so fucking good. And the following is just getting bigger and bigger right now. I mean, I feel like the first season or maybe 2, people weren't really catching on to it quite yet. But now, it's huge.
Yeah. And it's so good.
So fucking good. I mean, just for bragging rights, you know.
Drawn by Russ Braun himself.
Yeah, dude.
Illustrator, artist.
For The Boys.
For basically the entire second half of the comic run.
Yeah. Holy shit, a lot to cover here. Let's see if we can get through it. Basically,
Homelander and Soldier Boy face off again.
Well, yeah, so in the last episode we saw that Soldier Boy calls Homelander and is like, "Hey dude, I'm your dad." You know, and you think this like team up is going to happen.
Or at least like an attempt like from Star Wars, like, I'm your father, join me.
Soldier Boy shows up and Homelander is like, he has Ryan and he's like, "This is your grandson." And he like starts tearing up and stuff, and Soldier Boy's like, "Man, I did not raise this big of a pussy." Not the exact quote, but I don't want to like get too into it. And then they fight again, which is dope.
It was along the lines of, "Man, if I had been around to actually raise you, maybe you wouldn't have been such a pussy."
Yeah. It was fucking hilarious.
Because Homelander's like, "Daddy?" He's like,
"Yeah.
Do I look like your fucking daddy?"
Yeah, it was great. Huge fight. Jesus Christ. Billy Butcher, he's all souped up again, which he was told by Starlight if he souped up again, took V24, that he would die. And he took it again anyway. And it
didn't kill him.
Well,
it's
killing
taken its
him.
toll. Yeah, I mean, he's
He has like
definitely
6 months to live,
bleeding
basically.
from the ears. Like
But
he's been
the doctor at the end said he only has like 6 months
yeah.
to live. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Will
Yeah.
they make him like take actual compound V to like make it
That's-
permanent?
That's what I'm
assuming
thinking.
that's what's gonna happen.
Like-
but like,
but,
or
like-
does he just like keep on until he dies?
Or does the V24 have a more permanent effect that they just don't know about?
Yeah,
Because then I think, because Huey's supposed to have powers too, permanently, and I
Well,
don't think
all of
Huey.
the boys are
Yeah.
inevitably supposed to get powers.
And I don't think that Huey is, as we saw in this episode, gonna willfully take V24 again, which would then make me think that it's gonna have a more lasting side effect that they don't know about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just a theory. That's just a theory.
yeah,
But we'll see.
Yeah, I think that
In Butcher's case, I assume he will purposely take the actual Compound V
to stay
to
alive
just be super. Yeah.
so that he can kill Homelander at this point in time. Also, there's online. She's been dragged through the mud. Erin Moriarty, who plays Starlight, has just been because like she has this big moment against Soldier Boy, where like she's powering up, sucking all the electricity out of everything.
Well, like
sparks are flying.
Huey redirects all of the energy in the entire the 7 tower
Yeah, because it's
and
like their
to-
production
to the-
stage.
to the room that she's in, and like you said, big moment. You go. I just wanted to say that.
And
part.
she's just like sucking all the electricity, all the power, like into her. She's glowing. She starts like lifting off the ground. You know,
running up that hill.
I was gonna say Kate Bush is playing in the background, and then she like directs like a full blast into Soldier Boy, and he like trips.
Yeah,
It
he
does, dick.
she like knocked him back a good like 15 feet, and then he's just like, ouch, and then gets back up, and it was like all of that
That was mildly inconvenient.
for that. Yeah, it was a very, very mild inconvenience.
They made it very dramatic, and
then she was like
get,
drained of her power after that.
Yeah.
She was like,
I get that
like,
they're
it's
trying
like-
to do it to like show how powerful Soldier Boy really is,
Yeah,
but it made her look dumb,
yeah,
and people have just been like trash talking her like her character because of it. Because it's like
yeah.
it's like Dragon Ball Z, like going full like
Super Saiyan.
5th degree Super Saiyan, just like
Yeah.
Kame, and then like nothing.
She's like, ah.
And he was
Stop it.
like,
She was like,
bad
Stop it.
starlight.
It was, yeah. I would have liked it if she had fucked them up for like a minute, maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
or
maybe
at
she
least
just, like-
made him bleed.
Yeah.
But he was,
Or like,
he just
they
kinda,
should
like,
have had
tripped and he
her.
was like, oh.
They should have had her like kick his ass for like a solid minute, like while she was powered up. But then, like as the like power like started to drain out of her, like then he starts like kind of gaining control of the fight.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done. They should have had her fuck him up for a minute, but they didn't, and that was just bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's not
on,
your fault, Aaron.
Nothing on Aaron.
It's not your
Yeah.
fault.
It's just, yeah, it was a very disappointing moment. Because also, like, in season 2, you know, as she becomes very prominent, like, she fucks shit up. Like,
Yeah.
she's super powerful. She's can hold her own. And I get
You
it that
stupid Nazi bitch.
yeah. And, like,
Yeah.
I get that Soldier Boy is supposed to be, like, overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, let him take some hits.
Yeah.
Like, you can still convey that message that he's more powerful, but, I mean, Thanos bled.
While this is going on, Maeve and Homelander go toe to toe for a little while.
Yeah, she's getting her revenge.
Kinda.
Kind of, yeah.
She got her ass kicked, and he
And-
rips out one of her eyeballs.
Yeah, so, she tried.
She did. She tried real hard.
But what was cool was, and this kind of I am definitely skipping ahead a little bit here, because we also get
We have to.
Butcher and Homelander throwing down, but
Yeah.
also Ryan is there, so Homelander and Butcher both are trying not to go like too big because they both
don't wanna hurt the
care
kid.
for Ryan. To
I don't know if
Homelander,
Homelander actually cares.
I think it's like a status thing for him.
Mhm.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say like to his credit, but not really. He doesn't want to
Mhm.
like destroy the kid because he wants to basically set up a replacement or a family that he never had.
Mhm.
Kind of both, but he doesn't know how to do it right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're kind of like going back and forth. Noir gets just bodied.
Eat it. Yeah. Homelander yeets his intestines through his back, if you will.
It's not. It's like. So there's like Cowgirl and Reverse Cowgirl. There's Alien and Reverse Alien.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
through the spine.
If you've ever read the DC comics and I feel like this is very much where they pulled it from, when the Joker kills Lois Lane and Superman just punches a hole straight through the Joker, that scene is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right through.
Yeah. It was wild. So he's dead.
But so then Soldier Boy starts to like power up. He's just gonna go nuclear and just murk everybody. And everyone
Because he can't control it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He can't control it.
To some degree he can.
Yeah.
But I think at this point in time he's starting to feel overwhelmed, so his PTSD is kicking in.
Yeah.
And there's very much like a dramatic like action movie sequence where like something dramatic's about to happen and all the main characters are like, oh, and look in slow motion to like other people around them.
Yeah.
And then Maeve is like, and then she throat punches Homelander. No, she just like shoves him. And then she tackles Soldier Boy out of the Vought Tower. And as they're falling, just boom. But like all superhero franchises, neither of them die.
Yeah. Homelander. Soldier Boy, tell him, is
You
basically they put him in like it looks like a cryogenic maybe tube or something, and Maeve is now powerless and eyeless.
Yeah.
And so she is with her lover, reunited with her lover, and now she's like, I'm just gonna live a human life.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. I like Maeve.
I do
too. She had a cool character arc. I liked her.
Yeah, because she started being very compliant, got very rebellious, and then just like very accepting of everything that happened. And
she was super twatty in the first season towards Starlight, and then like started like warming up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, season 2. Hey, Kraut. Wow, girls really do get it done. That scene is hands down the best scene in The Boys so far. Yeah. Just Kimiko, Starlight, and Maeve just kicking the shit out of Stormfront. Mm-hmm. Holy balls. Also, we have to mention, I have to mention this.
Is this the MAGA moment?
No. This is the Homelander banged his mom theory.
Oh yeah.
In the Herogasm episode, I think it was either 1 or 2 episodes prior to the finale.
It was the one before.
Soldier Boy is talking about Herogasm, and he's like, I started this thing back in the 60s or whatever year he said, with this superhero or this girl named Liberty. Liberty was Stormfront's name before, when she was still a Nazi, before she changed her name to Stormfront. And Stormfront has the ability to fly and
shoot
energy. Yeah, and Soldier Boy has the energy blast from his chest, which Homelander does from his eyes, but he also has the ability to fly. I'm thinking maybe, and we know that Soldier Boy is Homelander's dad. We're thinking, I think we're on the same page here.
Yeah, I didn't think
That
about it until you brought it up, but absolutely.
I'm thinking Stormfront is Homelander's mom, and he definitely banged his mom.
Dun 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 dun.
I
You
mean,
know nothing, Jon Snow.
even in this season, he was getting hojos from her, and she was a nugget at that point.
We're not gonna get into what a nugget is again.
Look it up. Look it up.
Don't. Uh, but yeah, no, that is a crazy theory. That when you brought it to my attention, I was like, oh my god.
Well, he's got like a mom fetish. You know what I mean? Like even first season with that, which was supposed to be MM's fetish, mother's milk. That's what MM stands for. But they put it on Homelander instead of MM because they didn't want the good guy to look like a creep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what Russ told us that in our interview.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did know that.
MM stands for mother's milk because he has a fetish for drinking his mom's breast milk even as an adult. But they thought it would be too weird in the show to make one of the heroes do that. So they put that on Homelander instead. And so now Homelander has the mom fetish. And now he, without knowing it, banged his mom. I'm pretty sure this is just a theory at this point, but we'll see how it unravels in the future. It's already been signed for 2 more seasons. So
for 2 more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just thought it was just for season 4. Good God.
No, 2 more at least.
I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Like I said, this season got a lot of attention.
Yeah.
More than the prior too. So.
Yeah. Also, we have Ryan, the kid.
He did the one thing he promised Butcher he wouldn't do.
Became a cunt.
Be a cunt. What did I tell? Remember what I told you? Don't be a cunt. Oi.
Yeah. Oi. But I mean, I think that we're kind of on the same page, but the final scene of the season kind of throws it for a little bit of a loop. Is that Ryan is the one that stops the fighting even after Soldier Boy and Maeve go out the window and explode to not die.
Because then Homelander is like about to beat the shit out of Butcher. Excuse me, hiccup.
But Ryan looks at Butcher, looks at Homelander, grabs Homelander's hand, and was like, "Let's go home," because Homelander's kind of kidnapped him, but not forcefully to Ryan. Because also Ryan was very hurt by Butcher just being a dick.
Yeah. But he did it to protect him.
Yeah, which I think after witnessing that fight, Ryan is starting to understand it. But that's what I thought at first. And then the scene. Go ahead and tell us about January 6th.
Oh God!
Tell me I'm wrong.
Somebody throws it was like a can at Ryan, hits him in the head, and Homelander just basically Homelander and Ryan land together in front of the state capitol, and they're like
in the middle of a Haga rally.
Yeah.
Or sorry, MAGA. Make Homelander great again.
Yeah.
Rally.
And and he's like, "This is my son," blah blah blah, and someone's like, "You fascist," and throws a can at him, hits Ryan in the head, and in front of cameras and everybody, Homelander just fucking lasers this dude's head clean off his fucking shoulders, and
he's wearing a Starlight shirt, he's
yeah
on Team Starlight.
Yeah, and then what's MM's kid's stepdad is there.
I can't remember his name because he's so forgettable by name, but you just know that he's
just by the group of people that they're trying to make him associate with. He's very forgettable.
Well, they're very interchangeable.
But he's yes. He's cheering that Homelander just
Just
killed this guy,
murked someone.
and then they show Ryan's little fuck face, and he smiles, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I like this."
Yeah.
So,
But what's wild, to make it less conspicuous and just as blatant as possible, that the Homelander fiends, we've already joked about this in this segment. They are the MAGA boners.
yeah,
Like, but
they're Trumpies.
they literally show the shaman guy from the January 6th insurrection with like
Blue
the
face,
horns, the
like a
fur
fur
vest.
vest. Yeah, he's literally standing in the crowd. It's fucking
Just
hilarious.
the most fabulous Viking.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was very inconsiderate because also the LGBTQ does not have anything to do with MAGA. I'm sorry. I fucked up right away. I'm going to keep that in so that you guys can hear me apologize. But
yeah, whatever.
The shaman dude, that is just terrible
It's-
fashion sense with a fur vest and
It's
antlers.
just amazing that the creators of the show are not shying away from the fact that they
The people that support Homelander are the people that think that John F. Kennedy Jr. is still going to come back one day and lead this country.
and that your orange popsicle is God.
Orange popsicle with a fantastic wig. I mean, it's real. It's real, guys.
It's the most real wig you've ever seen.
It's huge. My hair is huge. That guy. They're not shying away from it. So let's move on before we.
Yeah, we got to go into sponsor number 2. Sponsor number 2 is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce.
If you guys aren't watching, that joke went so far over your. Oh shit.
Sponsor number 2 is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on fucking everything.
So
Listen
good.
up, and we will tell you more about it.
All right. Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, everyone. So now another spoiler alert. But we are going to be talking about the Miss Marvel season finale. That's enough time after I said spoiler alert for you to just bugger off.
And then come back.
Jog on. And then come back once you've watched it. All right, cool. Jake, what is that in your arms?
Oh, this? This is my puppy. This is Jubilee.
Just my baby dog.
She's just my baby dog. Yeah, she's getting huge already. It's crazy.
It's only been a couple of weeks, and I swear to God, she's double it in size.
She's like, yeah, she has
and
like
tripled
double.
in terroristic tendencies.
Yeah, she is horrible. She's so cute, though. That's the only thing that's kept me from killing her.
Oh yeah, not the veganism.
Yeah, no.
Nothing. Just
Oh.
no. She's just adorable. She's just a puppy.
Yeah,
She's just a baby.
She's not even 3 months old yet, and look how big she is. She's crazy.
Yeah,
She's crazy.
she's massive. Well, for a 3-month-old, but she's cute.
Yeah. I think she's driving Nicole crazy, so I took her down here for a little bit.
That's totally fine.
But, yeah, Miss Marvel. Woohoo! We finally get a comic accurate costume, which is dope.
And what was cool, it was different from the comics, but what was cool is that her mom was the one that gave it to her.
Yeah, which is dope.
at first I was skeptical that her mom knew, because I was like, it's not how the comics go. But the way that they did it made a lot of sense, and it really drove like a character arc for them. So like I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was just, it's different. But I did love it, because the way that they do her mom is... the way that they portray her mother, God, don't be like that, was really good. Was that she was so concerned about her daughter because she was scared that she couldn't take care of herself. And then when they found out that she's actually a badass, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, God. Yeah, we love you. We support you. Just be safe. But,
Yeah.
we get it. Don't go looking for trouble, but we understand that you have this power. And with great power...
Comes
just kidding.
great responsibility.
They don't say that.
Responsibility.
But, no, this episode is pretty cool. Basically, so the Department of Damage Control is searching for Kamran. As we talked about last week, he gained powers from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So they're searching for him. Bruno and Kamala decide to help him. They try to hide out in the mosque at first, which was hilarious. It's a throwaway line from Nina, who is Kamala's best friend other than Bruno. And she's like, you're trying to hide someone of interest in a mosque in America? Are you crazy? It's a throwaway line, but it's also very, unfortunately, very real. And so they end up going to the high school. They kind of bunker down. I don't remember the girl's name from the first episode. She's like the popular girl with TikTok.
Yeah, that Kamala saves.
Yeah. And she tries really hard to not rat out Kamala, but they are... As we found out in Spider-Man No Way Home, the dude from Damage Control is very good at kind of manipulating the people that he's interrogating to get information out of them. But so it's her, Kamala's brother shows up to help.
Yeah.
Kamran, Bruno, Nina, and of course
Mom
Kamala.
sent me to make sure you don't get in trouble.
Yeah. I went to this high school too. I know how to get in. Mom told me to watch over you. But they basically Home Alone
Yeah.
the high school to create distractions.
And they all dress the same, which was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very enjoyable fight scene of just, if you could condense Home Alone 1 and 2 into 25 minutes, that's what it was. It was so great.
Kamran just has some mommy issues.
Oh, very much so.
He gets his powers, and he's like, my mom's dead, isn't she? And it's like, dude, get over it. It happened a day ago, And, so he has, some temper tantrums with his newly acquired powers, and
it almost causes some issues, but Kamala, steps up against him. And this was my fear, was that they were going to turn him into the bad guy, which is...
with, similar powers.
Yeah, just all of Phase 1 and a good portion of Phase 2 of the MCU, where it's oh, I'm Iron Man. Yeah, well, I'm Ironmonger. I'm going to fight you. Or...
I'm the Hulk. I'm Abomination.
Yeah. Or Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
All of that.
I mean, those are the best. I mean, they're following suit to the comics, but...
Yeah, but it was just very much for their origin story, we're going to have them fight someone that is... They're equal, but slightly less, because they don't have anything to fight for. Or a misguided reason to fight.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that, which I really enjoyed. Like, Cameron kind of like had his moment where it looked like he was going to cause issues and go the villainous route. I just see your dog squirming in your arms.
Freaking out.
It's
No!
adorable.
Ah! Ah!
Just let her go. It's fine.
No, she's gonna pee on the carpet.
Well, if you don't, she's going to pee on you.
That's better than the carpet.
Tomato. But Kamala like gets to him as he's starting to like let his rage for being targeted
Yeah.
come out, and so she like kind of shields them and is like, you don't get it. Like, your mom did what she did to save you. She chose you. Instead of, because he's like, my mom was right. They're never gonna accept us, and Kamala's like, no, your mom chose you.
They very much make it seem like he's gonna go villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the last minute, Kamala like talks sense into him, gives him an exit, so that he can get away. He goes and finds the Red Daggers, which are the people that saved and helped Kamala while she was in Karachi.
That was the cute boy with the ponytail.
Karachi. That gave her the scarf.
Yeah.
That's how she got her red scarf. Overall, it was very enjoyable. It was a very good episode. A lot of...
Keep talking. We'll be gone for 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, you're fine. It was very enjoyable. It gave a lot of background into who Kamala was as she develops into the hero that we were more familiar with from the comics and stuff like that. And then from there, we do get a little bit of... We do get to see Kamala, like, sitting on the lamppost, like, from the comic book cover, like, looking over New York. She kind of smirks, because in this show, she can project, you know, like, the crystals that she can run across, so now she can run across the river. So they kind of changed her powers a little bit. But they did it in a way that makes sense. Now that Jake's back.
Sorry. So sorry.
What was really cool at the end of the episode with Bruno?
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, what? Out of breath. I literally, like, ran. The cool thing is, well, one, they have Kamran's car. So he's, like, driving with the car, but they find Kamala, and he's like, hey, you know, I found something in your DNA that makes you different. And he's
because
like,
her brother was asking Bruno to, like, do I have powers? Can I get powers?
And he's like, it's not anything wrong with you. It's just a mutation in your gene. And literally, very subtly, but literally while he says that, they play the X-Men theme. And it's cool. Because technically she's Inhuman, which is ties to the X-Men. And
well, Marvel, I just think, is trying so hard not to touch the Inhumans, because they tried it as something that was technically canon at the time in the MCU, and they did it so poorly. That's why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stopped being canon. That's why they canceled the Agent Carter TV show. That's why Cloak and Dagger stopped being
I liked Cloak and Dagger. I thought that show was cool.
Yeah, because it also touched on the Darkhold just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did. But as much as I want them to let Kamala be an Inhuman, because I want Daisy back. I want Chloe Bennett to come back as Daisy Johnson. But I'm okay with them at least being like, oh, it's not just the bangle, like, you actually have this mutation. Just in the comics, the mutation is because of a foreign alien gene, which they also kind of touched on with like the whole Jin story arc. It just
I'm
instead of
still
it just being
I'm
Kree.
still I'm still curious and kind of leaning towards that the blip is what will have been the trigger for the mutant gene
Yeah,
because it lays dormant in people until something happens to that person to trigger the X gene.
yeah.
As like if you've seen Deadpool, uh, they tortured him basically in a number of different ways
Even in
to
the
make
original X-Men
yeah
films, they talk about usually it happens during puberty because they're
yeah
going through hormonal changes.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, so there's a theory that's been going around since like Endgame, or yeah, Endgame, that the snap, the blip as they call it in Spider-Man Far From Home, um, is what triggers the X gene, and that's how they're going to
for
tie
at
the
least a lot of people.
yeah, yeah,
Because obviously, depending on the age of the character and the seniority of some of those characters, it could have happened obviously earlier,
well,
but
yeah, like well, not Hugh Jackman, sorry. Uh, I will always associate Wolverine with Hugh Jackman, but yeah, obviously Wolverine's been around way before the snap, so
mhm.
and characters like that, Magneto as well, since World War II and stuff like that. But um, yeah, but the reasoning that the X-Men or mutants won't have been a thing up until now is because now there's been a mass amount of them turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the blip.
And
Anyways,
obviously with Kamala, it's through the Bangles. Sorry, Bangle. I almost just like it kind of leads into the theory that happens during the end credit scene.
well, it's like our last. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's like our last thing anyway. So, the end credit scene is there is an end credit scene, and the end
and that's
credit
it.
scene
No, I'm just kidding. Good night.
is it's Captain Marvel. It's you see Kamala's like in her bedroom, and then Captain Marvel comes in,
Well, the
and no, I'm just
Bangle,
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was
and she's
gonna go
like,
weird with it, and I
"You're
stopped.
you're my friend," and Kamala's like, "Oh,
She gets yeeted through like her closet door,
yeah." The
and
Bangle
then
lights up, and she just gets like tossed,
yeah, and then
yeeted. Yeah, sorry.
and then Carol
Did you
is
have to
just
make
like
that face? Because I did not mean it that way, but thank you.
and then Carol's just like standing there, and she's like, "Oh God," and then like runs, and then that's the end of it. So, Captain Marvel, what I know we talked about it on our last episode, and we were like, I feel like Brie Larson would be too big of a cameo to do the end credit scene, but she
It
was the
was.
end credit scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And the kind of the theory is because like in the comics, Kamala wears two bangles.
hmm,
For her, it's just like a style choice. It brings some of her culture into her superhero costume. As we learned, that's what unlocks her powers. But they even mention in a couple of the different episodes, especially once they introduce like the Jinn, is that there's two bangles. And the theory that's going out there, this is not my theory, so if I'm wrong, don't hold it against me. This is just what I've heard and seen online, is that the reason that Carol was brought to Kamala's house and Kamala was just yeeted out of wherever is because Carol finds the other bangle, because we also see it comes off of like a blue wrist and during a flashback, kind of hinting at the Kree. We know that Carol and Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel is been battling the Kree. She kind of like fought alongside them for a while, but that they created a kind of like a wormhole where they swapped places,
yeah,
and that kind of also can lead up to at
the
least an
Marvels.
opening act of the Marvels, is that now her and Monica have to go find Kamala
Yeah,
because they obviously swap places.
yeah.
And that's kind of where
Actually,
the show ends.
it'd be cool if because just Kamala and Carol swapped places. So it'd be cool because at the end of WandaVision, Monica went to space
To the
to
sword
find.
base.
Yeah, so it would be cool if in the Marvels, if Monica and Carol are in a spot together, and then Carol and Kamala switch places, and then Kamala ends up with Monica, and then Monica and Kamala have to go find Captain Marvel. I think that would be cooler.
That would be cooler. And we also do get that she gets her name of Miss Marvel, kind of based off of a loose translation of what Kamala means.
Yeah, which is
in Arabic, Kamala is kind of like perfect, but
Marvel.
spectacular,
Yeah.
marvelous, Marvel.
If you're reaching, it means Marvel.
Yeah, but her dad, Abu, that his actual name is Yasif, but she always calls him Abu because in Arabic that means dad, father. But he is kind of like explaining to her like where her name came from, because she's also debating, and he's like, "Are you going to keep going by like Miss Nightlight or like whatever,
bright light or whatever?"
Yes,
Yeah,
Nightlight, yeah." And he's like, and like tells her like, "You've always been like our Miss Marvel," and it was a little on the nose. But as he's like explaining like the importance of her name, it was very tender and sweet. And then he's like, "You've always been our Miss Marvel," and she goes, "Oh."
yeah. And then she jumps off the roof and dies.
No, she just like
No, I know.
trips, and then gets yeeted through a closet. Just
No,
kidding.
no,
Those are
she
very different scenes.
in that, I know, I was just being a jerk.
No,
No,
I know.
in that scene, she just like does her like, beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
steps. Yeah. But yeah, and then at the scene after that is her getting yeeted through the closet, Carol. But yeah.
There's only one end credit scene, but it is what we just kind of talked about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've really enjoyed the show. It's been great for so many reasons, and also I just love Miss Marvel as a character.
Yeah.
And
if you
I'm
don't
excited to see her
like brown female lead characters,
more.
like,
stop listening.
yeah,
First off,
and like just don't watch it. Like if you're gonna like watch it and then talk shit about it, like
you
know,
chose to watch it.
yeah, get out of your mom's
To
basement
Be a dick.
and
Like,
you
just
know,
don't. It's so
Yeah.
much easier to not do stuff.
she's a kid. That girl got so much shit. Like
And
fucking, you're,
I know that we're not talking about it, but also like Chidel Gomez, Zidel, I don't know how to pronounce her first name. She plays America Chavez. I think
Sochi.
it's
Isn't Sochi?
if
Pretty sure it's
if it
Sochi.
is, I am so sorry for making that
It's-
very white
it's-
people taco.
I only say that because I knew a girl in high school that spelled her name the same way, and her name was Sochi. So I'm pretty sure it's Sochi Gomez.
Oh, I'm not gonna get there in time. So, it's Sochiel.
Sochiel.
Wow, I was so
Okay.
wrong. I am so sorry. I knew that it wasn't just Exidle. In my defense, I still just like over whited that. But
And
seriously,
that makes sense because I think that girl that I was talking about in high school, I bet you Sochi was like short for.
Sochiel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Regardless, just
You're not a fan.
well.
I mean,
yeah.
the same thing
What are
with the
comics all about?
same thing with Obi-Wan. Everyone was being super racist about number 2. Who does number 2 work for?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like if
And
you
also
if you-
like if you ever read an X-Men comic and decided to also be racist after that, like you don't understand. You don't get the underlining tones, and that's, I mean, it's not fine. Let me not finish that statement as I normally would for someone that's not understanding.
That's our other podcast.
No, it's, but like, don't be a dick. It's that simple. Like, this show is phenomenal, and if you don't want to see that, don't watch it and stop listening.
And I'm pretty sure the people that are listening are dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But for any new listeners that stumble in here and you're like, oh, these guys are cool, and you're like, oh my god, they like colored people, like,
go fuck yourself.
Just right back out the door.
Yeah.
We don't want you here.
Also, if you made it this far through this particular episode, like, you're a special kind of stupid. Is if you still disagree with us.
All right, friends, we are going to close out this episode, but before we do, we want to talk about a couple things.
Yeah, talk about them, Jake.
Oh, okay.
Give us your money.
Well, do Patreon. Do that and give us money. We want it.
If you like ours. What we do,
give us it.
Join us on Patreon.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Call JJ Wentworth. The Patreon is the best way to support us. You get extras, you get oversized stickers, you get bonus merch.
You also don't have to just give us money. Like, if you want to go on there and buy something, like, we make money off the stuff that you guys purchase off our website.
From our actual web store. It's just allthingsnerdpodcast.com. It's our website, web store. It's all there. You can also listen to this episode if you're listening to this episode before the next episode, because it shows the first.
But most importantly, just keep listening. Like, you guys are why we do this. And
if you just listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to this, even YouTube, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. That helps us. That gets us more clicks. It helps us reach new people.
And if you watch it on YouTube, you can see my puppy on this episode for one.
And you can just see,
but you can also see a lot of gestures and
that causes us to laugh our asses off.
A lot of inside jokes. Yeah, if you're just listening, there's a lot of goofy stuff that happens that is just between Chad and I, unless you watch. But anyways, we love you guys. And should I do it, or do you want to do it?
You can do it. Thank you for being here for all these weeks. If you're new, welcome, and we love you.
Yeah, this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast. Cheers.